Welcome everybody to another episode of Dave's Movie Dailies. I'm Dave D. Saint here, about to speak some movies that I should have spoken about a while ago, but I haven't had time because either I've been working or I've just been really busy or probably just tired. I don't know. But yeah, I got some movies here that I want to speak about. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. The first movie I want to speak about is Death of a Unicorn, and it's no longer in the theaters. As a matter of fact, it was there for a little bit of time. You can locate this movie on HBO Max and Hulu, and it's distributed by A24. A24 is one of the leading movie production companies out right now, and I love them because they do a lot of a lot of IFC type films, introduction to new directors and actors and stuff like that. And most of their stuff is really, really good. This is a horror comedy, and it stars Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Taya Leone, and more. It's Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd are father and daughter who accidentally kill a young unicorn, causing them to be hunted by the unicorn's parents. Now, my point of view of this movie. I remember that I had just finished watching a movie. I was on my way to go see John Proctor as a villain on Broadway, and I remember seeing this trailer and thinking that it was probably going to be a really, really good comedy. And I watched it, and for the most part, it was a good comedy. It was a good story. Obviously, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are amazing actors. They dominate the screen. I remember seeing this movie and thinking, oh, this is an innovative idea, a unicorn. We haven't seen a movie about that. I remember the last time I saw a unicorn on screen was probably either Harry Potter, and before that, it was probably the movie Legend with Tom Cruise, which was eons ago. And I've always known that, or heard the story of supposedly unicorns being like mythological creatures, and they could be monsters or whatever the case. I don't know. But all I know is that this movie was, spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back. See if you agree with me. If not, then okay. They run over this baby unicorn, and they end up taking it, not knowing what it is. They realize that it has a horn, so they think it's a unicorn. Jenna Ortega ends up touching it, and she starts to see some kind of a different world, some kind of a future, some kind of magical, cosmic type of a vision, and connecting to the baby unicorn. They think they kill it. They go visit these people, and turns out that the parents of this unicorn want the unicorn back because they could bring it back to life. But they are monsters, literally, like horrific monsters. They have like these boku teeth, and they could destroy you. My whole thing is the movie was, to my knowledge, it was a good movie, good comedy, good action. Very inventive deaths, but the CGI, this is A24. A24 is like the leading. I'm pretty sure they have the money to get really good CGI animated creatures, and it felt so like, even the baby unicorn as it lay dead, it looked like a doll. It looked horrible. It was a horrible looking made up thing. It looked like a doll. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. It just looked horrible, and the parents were really bad. I mean, even close-ups of it looked horrible. You can see it was some kind of a. I guess back in the day it was dope to see practical effects, but this was, or just was with to Stan. What was his name? I forgot the guy's name. Not Stan Lee. It was Stan Winston, I believe his name was. He used to do a lot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He was the one who did puppetry and all this other stuff. He did the Terminator. He did all these different things. Stan Winston, I believe his name is. If not, then I'll put it down here because I'll look it up in my editing process, and I'll put the name down here who it is. I think it is Stan Winston. you can tell it was like one of those like 80s maquettes type things, and the CGI was just horrendous. It looked like it was a drawing, and it didn't. I mean, I know this was a horror comedy, but the whole point is to give you horror, and obviously we had those inventive deaths and stuff like that, but the CGI to me was the thing that stuck out, and it was horrible. I mean, Will Poulter was hilarious. Tia Leone was hilarious. Even Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, they had the whole like, oh yeah, I'm in a serious movie and all the type of thing, knowing that this is a comedy. So it was a satire. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It could have been way better. That CGI was what threw me off. But this was a really good movie. If you could get past that CGI and the badly created creatures, you'll definitely have a good time during this movie. A scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. I mean, my whole thing was just the CGI and the dolls. They just look so bad. I mean, this is a big company. A24 is a big company. They've blown up with movies, winning awards left and right. I'm pretty sure they could have done. It's like Sony. Sony could easily hire people to write really good scripts to get their Spider-Man Sonyverse off to a great start. But no, they just want money, and they don't even care what they put out. It makes no sense. I mean, if Marvel's starting to do it again, but they used to do it a lot. Like, you have access to the writers who created some of these comic books, and you could get really good stories, and you're over here like half-assing it. But yeah, this is going back to A24's Death of a Unicorn. I give it a 7. Definitely watch if you're into the whole like indie type movie things. And I mean, if you're a fan of Paul Rudd and satires, if you're a fan of satires, I love satires. If you're a fan of Jenna Ortega, this is definitely a watch. Yep, this has been Dave D. Saint with another Dave's Movie Dailies. Just reviewed Death of a Unicorn, and this is me telling you guys I'll see you later.